What's going on, guys? Coach Frank here at the compound with my good friend, IFBB pro, Mitch Spadafore.
Yes, sir.
I got that right.
You did.
Oh, come on, guys. We're going to talk about old school muscle building today. My first routine was chest bag, chest triceps, biceps bag, and I did legs and shoulders on the same day. And I don't know why, but I would just do 3 days. And for the first 4 months of training, I took no days off. Like, I was 18, I was just living in the gym. Like, I graduated high school, I was the fat kid in high school. I'm like, I never want to feel like that again. I'm gonna transform. Like, I worked in an overnight gym. Like, I'd be in there at 2 o'clock in the morning with the crazies. When was the first time you saw pumping iron? Do you remember? How old were you?
I was like 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like 20.
Yeah, I was right around the same. It was after that kind of first transformation. I met one of the guys. He was like, "Dude, you gotta watch this, bro."
I'm laughing about the coming fucking one because that's the first thing that comes to my head. Is like, oh, like when I'm in the gym, it feels like I'm coming. Like it's better than sex itself.
Yeah,
like, that's what fucking Arnold used to say.
Arnold was great, man. He had, there was nothing special really about Arnold's training. I don't think. I mean, he was crazy volume. The dude
twice a day.
Dude had sick genetics, right?
Yeah.
He lived a stress-free life, out on the beach in LA. I think for me, like who I've really tried to study from the past, I would probably say Dorian more than anybody.
Right.
Because I think I understood that I wasn't going to be a bodybuilder, and I never made it to your level, right? I competed, in the national level.
Right.
I knew it wasn't going to be my life. So I wanted to find training that was going to allow me to still be healthy, still move. I mean, I'm almost 40 years old, bro. Like, I don't have pain. I don't have anything. So I really like that just all out, one set approach, and I think that Dorian was really a pioneer in doing that. Because then you look at somebody like Ronnie, right? Some people would argue the greatest of all time, but here he is in his 50s and
he's literally destroyed. He's like half a human. Like he's literally not even alive.
Yeah. And I think that's just because he put so much pressure and just load on his body. Now obviously he built an incredible physique, so there's maybe some value in that type of training. But what have been your kind of favorite old school approaches?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always looked at Ronnie as like he was obviously going overboard, right?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, to become a Mr. Olympia, 8-time Mr. Olympia at that, you have to go somewhat overboard.
Of course.
So you have to do it. However, for me, I always looked at things as like training with like just awareness, being aware of injury prevention.
Yes.
So growing up, my dad was always into like health and fitness and bodybuilding and stuff like that, which I'm very, very thankful for. It was super annoying at the time because he would tell me what to do and I'm like, Dad, I don't want to hear it. But now later in life, it really did help a lot. So specifically with injury prevention, I've always like warmed up my shoulders before doing arms. I've always warmed up my shoulders before doing chest, before doing back, before doing anything shoulder related, just because they're included with everything else. So like I'll do like shoulder circles and stuff like that, just like injury prevention. And that really like helps me warm everything up, and like I don't feel as many aches and pains as my elbows and shoulders. And I wonder if, like, let me ask you this. Do you think if Ronnie would have warmed up more and done things like that, do you think his body would have been different than the way it is now?
That's a really good question. And it probably would still have some injuries, right? But I think maybe less joint issues, less tendon issues, if he had taken the time to properly warm those things up, get some fluid, get some blood flow, get some, get some pump going in before just running right out and trying to deadlift, 800 pounds like he did. So no, big fan of Dorian. Like I said, the one set approach. I mean, obviously everybody has read Arnold's encyclopedia. It was really volume. It was about targeting, a lot of muscles. The 180 approach, like chest and back kind of together. There's a lot of great ideas out there. Anybody that's kind of like maybe off the radar, maybe not as well known that you've kind of been studying or, paid attention to?
I like, I've always liked Franco Columbu.
Okay.
A lot of people they know him because of Arnold and stuff, but like I would really pay attention to his like chest and shoulder routines. His chest and shoulders were like really, really developed, and honestly, like they were even somewhat more developed than Arnold's in some pictures and stuff. So I would really pay attention to his like dip routines. Like he did a lot of dips, super big upper chest and stuff. Something that lacks in a lot of people's physiques, in my opinion, is their upper chest. With having that upper chest, it allows you to fill out that clavicle in that area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with Franco Columbu, he never had like a lagging upper chest, and that was something that I really liked about his physique.
He was strong.
Yeah,
he was
super strong.
Really strong. I mean, picking up cars and stuff like in pumping iron. For me, man, I think probably the most unknown person that has had the greatest impact on my training and probably has had the greatest impact on training in the bodybuilding world in general that most people don't know about is Vince Gironda, you know, the iron guru. I mean, this guy was the original carnivore diet.
Right.
You know, literally steak, eggs, and cream is what he ate. And the dude in the 50s was shredded year round. Now, obviously, he didn't have the mass that somebody like Dorian had. He didn't have the mass that these guys today had. And number one, he didn't have the supplements that these guys have. And I don't think that's what he wanted. He had that streamlined, classic, Zane type of look, but I think he had just so much uniqueness in the way that he looked at training, the exercises, how he really knew how to target specific body parts. You know, we shot a couple videos here, you know, on this channel with, you know, the sternum pull-ups or the V-bar dips, like slight tweaks in one positioning of your body massively changes what you could do with an exercise. So for me, it's probably been Vince has been the biggest influence. And you know, we actually have a free report here. So what we've done at Critical Bench, guys, if you check out the pinned comment there below, is we've partnered with some of Vince's content. We've written a free report called the 8x8. It's absolutely free. Check it out in the pinned comment below. But hopefully you guys, you know, got some insight into some of our favorite training here today. Hopefully something maybe new to you. Be curious out there, who's been your favorite classic old school muscle building? Who have you learned from the most? Drop us a comment down there in the comment section below. But for Mitch, IFBB Pro, Frank Rich, we love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.